Hello and welcome to this introduction on the Aluminium Stewardship Initiative's Performance Standard. In this video, I will go through the objectives of the standard, the main issues it addresses, how to read and navigate the documents, and finally the certification requirements applicable to ASI members. The Performance Standard aims to support responsible supply chains in several ways. Firstly, by providing a benchmark for the aluminium value chain on environmental, social, and governance performance. Secondly, through establishing requirements for the granting of ASI certification, which is based on independent audits of objective evidence. Thirdly, by reinforcing and promoting consumer and stakeholder confidence in aluminium products and the sector's direction with respect to sustainability and ESG issues. Lastly, through serving as a broader reference for the establishment and improvement of responsible production, sourcing, and material stewardship initiatives in metal supply chains. Looking at the entire performance standard, you will see that there are 11 principles across 3 categories: governance, environment, and social. These principles aim to address the various priority issues identified across the aluminium value chain. The hotspot issues identified for ASI include biodiversity management, that was identified as a priority issue across the sector, but particularly at the bauxite mine, due to the progressive nature of mining and its location in areas of high biodiversity value. The opportunities for improvement in biodiversity outcomes through rehabilitation was seen as a key area for aluminium industry focus. Also at the mine, and additionally at the refiner and smelter, the protection of indigenous people's rights was identified as a priority issue. ASI seeks otherwise to address greenhouse gas issues and waste management across the entire value chain. And post-cast house material stewardship was identified as a priority issue. The ASI Performance Standard sets out the requirements for what a business must do, but does not prescribe how systems and procedures are designed and implemented to achieve this. The guidance therefore offers background, explanation, and points to consider. However, these are general guidance only and are non-normative. The ASI Performance Standard is the final point of reference. When reading the standard, do note that the principle for each section is italicized and this section is not normative. All auditable criteria are numbered and capitalized common terms and acronyms are defined in the glossary. The Performance Standard Guidance document is designed to assist ASI members to fulfill their commitment to implement the Performance Standard and achieve certification. The guidance document is not normative. There are individual guidance chapters for each of the 11 principles in the Performance Standard, and each chapter can stand alone. The guidance will be of most use to members who are preparing for their initial certification or who wish to compare their current approach against the intent of the criteria. The guidance is also intended as a resource for ASI accredited auditors carrying out independent third-party audits. For each principle, the guidance document has a section on related criteria and applicability, as well as a summary of important background information. This is also included for each individual criteria, as well as a comprehensive list of points to consider in implementation and evaluation. ASI members in production and transformation and industrial users membership classes are required to have at least one facility certified against the ASI Performance Standard within 2 years of joining ASI. ASI aims to make certification accessible to all sizes of business. Throughout the guidance, there are specific examples of how the criteria can be implemented and hence audited for smaller businesses, those that are in the small or micro-sized businesses category. For example, in criteria 2.3, Environment and Social Management Systems, there is a point which relates to the scale and nature of documentation that supports an entity's management system and it states that documentation that is fit for purpose and consistent is usually the foundation of a functional management system and thus may be quite simple for smaller businesses.